everybody, it's Safi and Marco, Dish Out on the Movies. Today we're doing Home Alone 5, and that is called A Holiday Heist, and it came out, I guess Marco says, as a TV movie
Safi, let's be honest.
in 2013.
Let's be honest, Safi.
What?
Did a Home Alone movie need to be called Holiday Heist?
I guess if it's a special Christmas movie.
Isn't that already implied? That's literally what happens in every single Home Alone movie.
That's right.
The criminals commit a holiday heist, or they try to. F off with that BS.
Okay. Well, I'm just not gonna, why even bother to review it if we're just gonna go on about the title?
Well, the fourth one, I didn't even get to talk about the fourth one's title because I didn't even realize the fourth one was called Taking Back the House.
I didn't either.
That has to be the worst title of them all.
I would say so.
It makes no sense whatsoever.
No, it doesn't.
The only house that gets taken back is, I guess, the dad comes back home to be with the mom again. What a dumbass title.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, see? Well, anyways, let's get back to the fifth one, because this is about the fifth one, which, for years and years, I stayed far away from this film because people said it was terrible. They said it was the worst one.
I don't agree.
And I disagree. Vehemently.
I liked it. I just thought it was... I didn't like the people in it at all.
I liked it as
Except for
well.
Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah.
Who is probably the best-known character in the movie. Or best-known actor, I'm sorry. And he was one of the heisters, if that's a word. And, but I did not like this boy. And I did not like the mother. I liked the father. I didn't care for the sister. So there's a parents and a brother and a sister.
So basically all the male characters.
And the sister, who I thought, she bitches and complains. They've only lived there, I don't know, a few days?
A few seconds.
It seemed like, maybe I'm wrong, I'm not aware of the time. They didn't adequately convey what the time that passed by. She wanted to go to the mall, and she was upset that she could, and she was actually going to leave him alone and go to the mall, and she'd only been there a few days. What's she going to do there? I mean, in the evening, all by herself in the middle of a winter snowstorm?
Safi, just think about what if he got kidnapped and she was like, oops, I was at the mall.
Yeah, I just thought that was the queerest thing.
I was too busy shopping at Victoria's Secret.
Yeah.
Well, the
Anyway.
old Victoria's Secret, not the new Victoria's Secret.
Well, actually, their stuff is pretty good. Everybody wants it. It's very much in demand, except they had this line called Pink or something, and they put that all over everything.
Was that the fat woman's line?
No, I don't think so. Anyway, well, that's digressing off of the main issue, and that is this movie, and it's very short and sweet. It moves along very fast.
Well, let me rebut your points.
And it's kind of silly and stupid, some of the things that happen. That's why the characters really turned me off. Go ahead, Marco. We're kind of tired. We've had to deal with repairmen all day, and it's just...
Well, not really deal with them at all.
Well, they just, they say they're coming, and they don't come, and we're waiting around. We've got
all day.
We have so much to do.
Not being able to get anything done.
And, I'm talking about fixing things in the bathroom, and it's just, oh, God, it's just been awful. But anyway, we're digressing again. I guess you have to realize...
No, it's because I wanted to rebut your points about the people and to just give my opinions on the people.
Well, go ahead. You go ahead.
Well, I thought that the kid was hilarious because he was so bad Like he was so stupid, and he had like the worst scream of everyone. Like it was like, ah! It was it was hilarious. It was really funny, and he was so stupid. He's like this gamer kid who's obsessed with gaming, and what I thought was cool too is that that's how he met the Marley character, because you know that guy who is gaming all the time, he's the Marley character. So I thought that that was kind of funny. And yeah, I didn't like the mother or the sister, conveniently the female characters, but it's just because they sucked. Like they both sucked. Like the sister, she didn't offer anything to the plot or anything, and and then and then and then the mom, you know, the mom wasn't a sports car. She was really more like a jalopy of a character. She was really like annoying and irritating, and
Well, she was a jerk.
yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
But I like the father,
Father
actually.
was very even, and he was very good natured and he just was very positive, and he wasn't mean, and he just was very accepting, and I don't know, he was a good father.
He was a very typical like a like a like a like a really queer Hallmark movie character. In fact, the whole movie, you know, it is a TV movie, and it definitely felt like a TV movie. But the thing is that at least it tried to be a TV movie instead of trying to be like a movie, like the fourth and the third do. You know, it knew what it was, and it had fun with it, and it was very silly. And, you know, you don't even have to pay for this movie because it's a TV movie. Well, Safi paid for it anyway,
Yeah,
on accident.
Yeah, I thought it was the one we were supposed to watch yesterday.
Good job, Safi.
But anyway, it
Good
doesn't
job.
matter. And it was revolved around Christmas. I mean, at the beginning, they were, what
Yeah,
happened?
there's lots of Christmas stuff in
There
this
was
movie.
lots of singing, and
And
cookies.
There's this neighbor boy, and he has a snow fetish.
Well, he's used to being outside, and he loves doing all the activities involved with snow, and instead of being inside and gaming all the time.
Well, the thing about being outside in the snow is that you could get frostbite,
Well, hon,
and
he
I don't
liked
know.
he liked to be outside.
It's fun to do both. Well, of course, we don't even have any snow, so
Well, don't say anything because we might have it at inopportune times.
we don't have any snow, Ed Asner, because, you know, Ed Asner is dead. So maybe his ghost will hear this and then send some snow to our house.
Oh yeah, he's the other. He's the other very well-known character.
He was pretty good.
I didn't like him, but Marco liked him. I didn't care.
Well, he's
for
playing
him.
a character. You know, he's not like that in real life. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
he wasn't like that in real life
I know that.
He
I've
wasn't
seen him
like that.
in other things.
because he's dead now.
Yeah, he passed away.
He's the ghost of Christmas past. But anyways,
I don't know what Mark was so giggly about. I really don't. I'm sitting there with a pile of Christmas cards on the table that I'm still going to have to get out.
well, I'll say it. Malcolm
Some people don't know we're
McDowell.
dead.
Malcolm McDowell was clearly the best character.
Yeah, I really liked him.
Obviously, like, I don't even know why he was in this movie, because it's like Malcolm McDowell is in a Home Alone movie, like one of the shitty ones, the straight to DVD TV movies. Very weird, but he was definitely the best. And it's too bad that the movie didn't really do him justice, didn't give him a lot. Uh, and then, of course, the black guy was fine, but then the girl thief was terrible. Like, she was really one-dimensional and boring. And basically, the only reason for there to be a female character in this movie was that at one point, the main kid, he's slingshotting her, and it's like a dirty joke with that, and then she kicks both the guys and knocks them out because she thinks they're doing that, and that's literally the only reason there's a female character in this movie. And so I thought, like, she was really one-dimensional and trash. In general with this movie, I liked it because it knew what it was, and it was fun, and it was Christmassy, and it wasn't like, it didn't really have things that, like, stood out as, like, ugh, oh, that's stupid. It was, like, a generally entertaining movie, and...
Yeah. Actually, that was more of a Christmas movie, something to watch every year, than probably half of all the other not remakes, but the other sequels that we've seen. Because the third one really was just, to me, it was just like the kid was a gifted child, and they wanted to do a movie for him, I guess, to elevate him or something, but he didn't even he isn't even an actor anymore. He just did it for like 2 movies or something, and then he stopped.
Yeah, that's because he's too busy at home building traps for the criminals that are coming for him all the time.
He's your age, and no, he's not.
All the stalkers.
He's not, actually, he's your older brother's age. And he's too busy doing other things with his life, but it just wasn't, to me, this was very short and sweet, had a very distinct story.
And then the fourth one was basically just all about relationship drama.
Yeah.
Which, oh, God.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Oh.
I mean, I didn't dislike it, but I mean, comparatively, it wasn't, it wasn't as good.
It's better than the third one, though. And then this one, I think, is definitely the best one since the second one.
I agree.
Easily.
Because it's just, because of the actors, they got those two, and to me, they helped it.
It did have some flaws.
They added some spice in it.
It had some serious flaws in logic, where, like, the sister gets trapped inside the hidden room inside the vault, and she doesn't even bother to try to get her way out.
Well, like she tries, but it's very half-hearted, and
like,
then
she literally closes the door with the booze bottle. So why doesn't she try all the other booze bottles? Like,
well, she did do that a little bit, but
a
to me it was very half-hearted.
Yeah,
and there was this book on the table. War and Peace, which is a very huge...
It wasn't on the table, it was on the bookshelf, and she pulled it out.
Oh, I thought it was on the table all by itself.
The story point that they were trying to make was that, she's on her phone all the time, and so how about she doesn't get to use her phone, and she has to sit around reading a book.
Yeah,
and so she's sitting there reading the book, and it's like...
To me, that's a little bit too obvious.
Stuff like that was kind of cringeworthy.
I thought what would happen was that specific book, because I didn't know it was on the shelf. I thought it was on the table, and I thought it would have something in it that would help her open the door. Like some kind of treasure in it. It wasn't even a book at all.
Or a gun.
No,
so that she could
wasn't care. No,
so that she could shoot Malcolm McDowell.
Oh, for heaven's sakes! And then she opened it. It was a regular book, and she started reading. I thought, oh wow, is that a little bit too obvious?
She holds the gun to his face, and she's like, Malcolm McDowell, I am going to shoot you right here if you don't agree that. You have to agree that you'll never be in a Rob Zombie movie again. and if you do that, I'll let you go. That's what she should have done. Because
Okay,
we don't need him to be in another Rob Zombie movie.
Okay, well, that has nothing to do with this movie now.
Well, what does have something? Well, there's lots of flaws in logic, and another thing that I didn't like was I didn't like the traps. Sorry, like
They weren't very.
the
They
traps
were okay.
they were extremely kiddish and light, and it felt like really like these are traps in a Home Alone movie. Like at least in the fourth one, the traps looked like they hurt, and they looked like they were pretty bad. You know, especially the first one, he floods the entire fucking house, which was pretty, like, badass of his character. But then in this one, it's like, oh no, Malcolm McDowell, gets eggnog thrown all over his face. And it's like, really? That's a trap in a Home Alone movie? Like, ugh.
And what about the part where he walks to the hardware store and gets he tries to buy $4,000 worth of stuff.
No, it was $2,100.
Oh, well, it was a lot of money. And I thought, is he going to use their credit card or something? And where did he get that? And
he was going to write a check,
like,
remember?
Oh, yeah.
He was going to write a check, and then the guy said that they only accept checks that go with the driver's license.
And he can't drive, obviously. And I just thought, what was the purpose of that?
I think what they were trying to say was that, you think he's going to be able to build traps like in all the other movies and buy all the supplies? No.
Well,
he's going to have to go home and use all this random crap that he has, and I just didn't like. So what? Like, they still should have come up with way better traps than they came up with, honestly.
Well, don't forget, in New York, they were in. He was in his
an abandoned building or a renovated building.
They were renovating it, so they had all that stuff was right there because they were using it.
Yeah, but don't forget that in part one, he's just at home alone. And don't forget that, you shouldn't be making excuses because no matter what, no matter if all he had was like a toothpick, he should have still been able to build some cool ass traps to get the bad guys. And instead, we had quote unquote traps like the female bandit gets stuck inside the window and she can't get out for some reason because she's so retarded. Like she could literally just squeeze her way through, and it's not much of a drop onto the floor, but instead she just sits there wiggling around like a tramp. Safi.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about this movie?
Well, we have to talk about the thieves. First, they were casing the house, and they didn't know it had been sold. They find out it's been sold, and the little boy figures out what they're doing, but they think there's a ghost there because what happened was what it was about was that this house was owned by a bootlegger a long time ago during the 20s when booze was illegal, and he was selling illegal booze that they got in the black market, and he had a painting that was worth millions of dollars. It was the same artist who did the Scream, and which Mark was talking about. The parents imitated the face on the Scream to the kids, and neither one.
Yeah, that was the excuse for them to have the Home Alone face in this movie was the Scream painting impression.
Well, they didn't know the painting, even though it's very famous. People have their socks. They make cups and socks and calendars, all kinds of stuff with that painting. But
well,
anyway,
that's what Scream is based off of. Scream.
Yeah.
The mask. That's what it's based off of.
Oh, really?
Obviously.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I never even thought about that. But So that's what Malcolm McDowell supposedly is related to somebody in the painting. And so he wants the painting. And then, of course, they want the money, and they're thieves. And one's a safe cracker, and one's something else. And, a specialty thief who breaks into places that have paintings. And so this painting is in a secret room which has all this alcohol, which is probably valuable in itself, and nobody ever talked about that. But
oh, that's because it's a kids movie, so
right, but
we
that
can't
was
we
probably
can't talk about that.
that was probably valuable too. Actually, maybe not as much as the painting, but that's digressing again. But anyways, that's what they were after, and so the kids are not with they decide to stay home. They don't want to go with their parents to their party, her party, because they moved there because of her new job. And Ed Asner is her boss. That's why we're talking about Ed Asner. He is throwing the party. So anyway, the kids don't want to go, and they stay at home, and there's all this stuff. I won't even go into it. And
yeah, it's nice the reasons why the kids are home alone and everything.
They didn't realize, the
Better
thieves didn't realize
story.
that they were there. They thought they were a ghost because everybody said this ghost at the bootlegger haunts the house.
And that was fine. That led to some goofy things.
Yeah, it was just some little add-on, but it made it just for a nice little fun holiday movie, which is something. Actually, I thought it was rewatchable. Just even though I did not like the mother, and I did not like the kid. Really, hardly. The mother,
well, the
she
kid
just
was
pissed
funny.
me off.
He was funny. He was way better than the kid from Part 4. Hands down.
Yeah.
The kid from Part 4 is trash. Wanted to punch him in the face. This kid, you could also punch him in the face, but he's funnier because he's just so dumb. And he's so, like his character, he is like laughably bad. There are some rewatchable qualities to it. It's a really good bad movie. It's not like a movie like I don't know. It just feels like you can kind of give it a break because it's a TV movie, and they knew that it was a TV movie, whereas with the other ones they were trying to make legitimate movie sequels. And then with the new reboot that came out, that's when we can get really mad and say, well, this was shitty, why this, why that. With this one, who cares? It's just a TV movie.
And
a fun TV movie.
Yeah. And it was very short and sweet and to the point. They had this really good scene. I thought it was hilarious. The little boy, he isn't, like Marco said, a gamer, and he meets this other gamer online. Well, it's an adult, it's a college boy, and he, I don't know, he must be getting an F on his schoolwork because he said he just plays all the time, but he's in college, so he has the time to do that. And but he meets him online, and they play this certain very popular game together, and they can talk, which, if you play games, you can do that. And somehow, I'm sure everybody knows how to do this too. I'm just not into these kind of games. I don't care for them, but he can see inside Kevin's home, and so
he did that because he hacked his gaming thing.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
Okay.
That's how he got the numbers, so that's how he got... Because the kid was...
We don't even know his name.
It was like Finn or something.
Oh, his name is Finn. That's right. I was thinking about Glee. Yeah, his name was Finn.
Should have called him Fuckface or something.
But, what happened was... He says that he tells the gamer, the college gamer, that, what would we do about getting rid of these thieves? And the guy thought he was talking about some game, and it
tower
sounded
defense
like
type of
fun.
game.
He said, no, this is for real. There's people trying to break into my house, and my sister's caught in the basement. I don't know what to do. I don't have anything. And he had told him what to do. You make use of what you have around you in your environment. And so, and all this. But anyway, he was very upset and scared for the kid because he knows he's a little kid because he admitted it. And so he calls the mother because, like Marco said, that he hacked into their whatever, and she thinks that he's a pedophile or something, and they go, the police, like this huge SWAT team with all this stuff,
They raided
battering rams and big weapons. They go into his apartment, which is it's all gaming setup. I mean, there's gaming everything. It's like a big screen, and there's a couch. He's sitting on the couch and playing. And it's not some little no setup. It's this huge gaming setup. It's like a professional thing. And anyway, it ends up, he explains to me, what are you doing? He's in trouble there. But that's way back in Maine, like 300 miles away. What are you doing? Somebody's got to go help him. Anyway, they contact the police from there. Contact the other police. But what happens is they're sitting on the couch. Him and all the policemen. They're looking into Kevin's
surveillance
house,
footage,
and they can see the thieves in the house. And getting locked into the room,
the hidden room,
the
Safi.
secret room, and
Are you
so
done now?
And they all cheer. That was my favorite scene. It
Well,
was
that
at
wasn't the
very
final scene. That
No,
was
it's
like,
not the final.
it
But
was
it's
near the
very
end.
near the end.
See, I didn't know. Okay. Well, obviously that was a good sequence, and of course he was the Marley character because he was misunderstood and he was lonely. And he talks with the kid. And it's good that the parents ended up being nice to him because there's lots of these parents around that would have still been upset with him and been like, no, you're not allowed to play that game anymore. I don't want you talking with the stranger online.
Well, it was lucky that he was a good person. He was a gamer. And that actually he was respectful of the little boy, and he believed him, and he wanted to help him when he knew he was in trouble. So that was all a good thing.
So what would you rate this movie in terms of food, Safi?
Oh, God.
It's time now for your final test.
I'll just, I got some peanut butter recently, and peanut brittle, and I don't think it's the best. It's okay. I don't know what, there must be something in the ingredients that, like a cream or something.
She's pulling from her recently bought card.
Right, and it's not as good a peanut brittle as I've had, but it's adequate, and that's what this movie would be. That it would be something I might rewatch at Christmas time.
I bet you will.
Instead of watching the first and second one, because I'm kind of tired of watching them. You you've got to take a break from some of these movies because we've watched them every single Christmas for years. And it'd just be nice to watch something different, and that would be something different, and it would be enjoyable, and it doesn't take a long time to watch.
Or you could watch the reboot, which is what you're going to watch.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to watch next. I have so much to do, but...
Have fun with that, Safi.
But anyway...
Gross.
That's mine. How about your review? What did you rate it?
Well, I thought that this movie, as I said, it was a very pleasant TV type of movie, Christmas movie. It was a lot like Hallmark movies, but not in like a bad way. It didn't have any cringeworthy romance things, and
no,
it
not
didn't
at all.
Well, it did have the misunderstanding with the gamer guy, but nothing like romantic. Like
the mother had a fit, and I just didn't like.
The mom's a bitch.
I just didn't like her at all.
She's unlikable. She's
very unlikable.
She's not a sports car, and she's upset. But anyways, I would say that this movie, it's a very holiday movie, and I would say that it's like a cup of hot cocoa with marshmallows in it.
We probably should have rated it as a gingerbread cookie, but because
Yeah, I
gingerbread
know.
cookies played such an important
Well, I don't want to
part.
think about gingerbread cookies because you never make gingerbread cookies anymore, so it's upsetting to think about them.
Oh my God.
They're a missing element of every single holiday now. Uh, but yeah, I guess you could say it's a gingerbread. I would prefer to say it's hot cocoa
That's
because
fine.
hot cocoa is more pleasant and hot. It's hot like this movie. I mean, like warm and friendly, and like it is rewatchable. It's a nice Christmas movie, and there's a lot of Christmas movies. They're not pleasant at all, like the Santa Claus 3, Christmas with the
Oh,
Cranks.
God.
You know, those movies are Christmas movies, but they're not pleasant at all. And so you never want to rewatch them around Christmas time, which is what Christmas movies are supposed to be made for.
You know what they're like? They're like nails scratching on a chalkboard.
Well, I don't even want to say what they're like because I think it would be upsetting to people. So anything else to say, Safi, besides you?
You know what? I hope you can press the like button and the subscribe button. Become one of our new subscribers because we enjoy and love to have new subscribers. We also enjoy getting comments from people about what they thought about the movie. Did you see this? Did other people see this movie? Because you know what? I didn't know a thing about it.
Oh, Safi, this one's the worst because...
Because...
I don't know.
And if you haven't watched it, take a look-see. Because you might like it. You can see it on Amazon, but you have to pay. And then...
yeah, just look it up on YouTube. Don't pay for this movie.
But I did just because I was just sick of it.
No, it was an accident. She didn't want to.
No, I was wanting to watch. I thought that was the one we were supposed to watch, and I got mistaken. So I got frustrated.
Okay.
So everybody, okay. Bye,
Bye, everybody.